So, so through this lesson, what we are going to do is we are going to learn to create a simple animation in which a cat is moving and a mouse is moving and the cat is chasing a mouse. So we are going to use this cat and we are going to choose mouse M. Yes, this mouse. So you have this cat and this mouse. Both of them are quite big, so you can make them smaller when you want. First, we are going to figure out how the cat moves, and then we are going to figure out how the mouse moves. Currently, if you go to mouse and you see its costumes, you would find out that there are two costumes for this mouse through which we can make this mouse look like that it's moving. But for this cat, we do not have these costumes. If I go to cat, you would see that we don't have the costumes. So we are also going to learn today how do we make changes in the costumes. So you see this cat character, you do not have an alternate costume for it. But if you see this mouse character, you see that there is a character for it, which there is an alternate shape for it. There is an alternate look for it that can make this character look like that it's moving, which is going to be something like that. If I make this mouse character look like moving, this is going to be something like that. This looks like that this is walking, right? But for cat, I do not have this alternate costume. So I think that we should make an alternate costume for a cat. So making an alternate costume is not difficult. What you have to do is just understand what changes do you need to make. So first we would identify what kind of changes do we want. If you see this mouse costumes, look at both the costumes carefully. The first costume, all the paws of this mouse are pointing forward, and in the second costume, all of them are pointing backwards. There is no such change in its face, but the tail, if you see, it's moving, it's kind of wiggling a little. So what we need to do for this cat is also the same thing. Currently, its paws are moving facing forward, so we will just make them face backwards, which is simple. Just select the paw and rotate it like that. Now it's facing backwards. Select the other paw also and make it look like it's facing backwards also. Okay. And do the same with the paws that are at the front also. Also, this kind of looks a little unrealistic, but if it is something like here, it would be feeling a bit better. Kind of looks very unrealistic, but it would serve our purpose. Okay. So now the problem is that I made changes in the original costume. Remember, before starting to make any changes in the costume or before starting to make any separate costume, you need to right click and duplicate the costume. So now you have two costumes and you can make the changes in the second one and just make the changes the way you want them to be. And after making these changes, the last thing is that we need to change the tail also. So we can't do a lot of changes in tail right now. Actually, we can. If I use this one, I can just wiggle its tail and make it go anywhere. But that would be a little complicated because I would have to make a lot of changes in the tail the other way around. So the better thing is that instead of doing anything, just select this tail and flip it vertical, and then place it at its bottom again. So now you have two costumes for this cat, which can make this cat look like that it's moving or maybe swimming in the water. It's more like swimming than like moving, but still it works for us. So now if I use this same code, see this trick also. If you want to use this same code for the cat, what you need to do is click this code, drag it and drop it onto cat. Now when you go to cat, you would see this code already there. So this is how your cat is moving, and this is how your mouse is moving. They're kind of moving very fast. So let's make them slow. 0.2 seconds wait would be enough. Yes, that's fine. And that's the same here, 0.2. But kind of feel like a little slower, so 0.1. And it is also 0.1. Now, again, how do we make these characters look like that they are moving? Okay, so in order to make them look like that they are moving, what you need to do is just allow them a certain number of move steps. So currently this mouse, I am allowing it to move. You can see that it has gone out of my range. Now if I stop it, bring it back here, and if I try to move it once again, remember that move steps should be at the top. Okay, that's good. Nice movement for this mouse. Bring it again back and see how it is moving. Now do the same thing for the cat. Bring it here. Give him 10 steps to move. Yes, like that. And now it moves something like that. So now you have this cat moving and now you have this mouse moving as well. Okay, so these things are working perfectly fine. Now let's figure out that how can we make them move in any direction that they want. Okay, currently they are just moving forward. They would always be actually moving forward, but if you give them some direction, you can see this, that I can give them direction here like that. And then I can allow this character to start moving. So now it is moving in a random direction. And there is also a code block here that can help us to make this character come back if it touches the edge. And that move block is again in the motion section. In the motion section, if you go down, you will find out that there is this block which says if on edge bounce. If you attach this here in the forever loop, you would see what happens. If it touches the edge, it just reflects back and starts moving again into the screen. Okay. How is it? Is it fine? Now let's try the same thing with the cat also. Give it some direction by changing the direction here. And ask it to move also. And also tell it to bounce back if it touches the edge. So it touches back. Okay. So now we have got two things left that we need to complete now. First is mark where they start. When we start this animation, so I would say that we should start them here and the mouse should start here. So just bring them where you want them to be at the start and take out this go to block and attach it outside the forever loop, and do the same thing with the cat. Just bring it where you want this cat to be and then bring out this go to block and attach it at the top of the forever loop. Now you decide which direction should they start moving in. So you bring out this point in direction block, change the direction of your character. You can either change the direction here also and then make changes here. Like I would do the same thing for this mouse. So I will bring out this point in direction first, and then I will change the direction of the mouse. Like that. Okay. Tell it where to start. Maybe that's the right position where it was starting earlier. And then what is the direction now? 44. So I will just add in this 44. So you make adjustments here and then write it in the code. That's a simple rule. And put this code after the go to block, just like that. Now, once you run it, you would see what happens. Both. First, I am moving the mouse. So this is moving and this keeps on moving on your screen. But I feel that this mouse is kind of very big at the moment. Why don't I make it smaller? Again, the same rule. Get out this looks block here. First, adjust the size of your character. Like this is for mouse. You can see it here. Try to change its size. Make it 60. And it's kind of a little small, I guess. Let's just make it 70 then. Yeah, that's fine. And the cat size I feel is as compared to the mouse, this is fine. But our cat is also kind of big. So if I make the cat smaller, it's too small, I guess. And this mouse kind of, it need to be a little smaller than the cat. So let's make it 50 then. Yeah, now it's perfect. So mouse size is 50. So I will set the size to 50 here. And the cat size is 70. So I'll set the cat size 70 here. Now what I can do is bring it to the top here and bring it to the top here. Now we need to learn about an event. An event is something that can make your actions take place at the same time. For example, if you want both of these characters to start moving at the same time, what you can do is go to events here and start them or tell them that they both should start with the same event. So I'm going to use this event which says when flag clicked. So this mouse would start moving when I would press this flag. See? And similarly, I can tell my cat also to start moving when flag is clicked. So now both of them start working at the same time. Okay. Another thing that you can do here is that make the both of them start instantly kind of at the same point. That's where it should be, and that's where it should be pointing towards, maybe. So that's where the cat is, and let's put the mouse also this way so that we figure out where the mouse is when we start. Mouse is kind of at a little far, so why not just put it here? Here the value is minus 123 and 66. So you make it minus 123 and minus 66. And after this, what you would have is that you can just put both of them together. And just for an instance, you can try to make the mouse faster than the cat. So make it 15 steps. And now, because both of your events are starting with the flag, so once you will click on the flag, both of these events, both of these characters would start moving. Something like that. As the mouse is moving very fast, so maybe it would be difficult for the cat to catch it. But I will program it in a way so that we can figure out how the mouse is caught by the cat. So we'll do that in the next lesson, inshallah. So this is the code for the cat and this is the code for the mouse. Try to complete it today and try to just run it and see how it works. Okay. If you have any questions in your mind, do ask me. Yes, Zayan.
Yeah, how did you make the mouse fast?
Okay, you can make your characters move fast by increasing their move steps here. So more number of move steps would make your character faster. Lesser number of move steps will make your character slower. Okay.
Okay. Teacher, when we're
If you're done, you can leave.